Two Views Wrestling is still paying homage to John Cena, so much so that we are thinking of getting hustle, loyalty, and respect chest tattoos. So far, we have looked at some of his greatest matches from his 20-plus year career with WWE. But for this episode, we will take a look at his best rivals. Someone once said competition breeds excellence. Well, John Cena has faced some excellent competition, and that has helped elevate him to GOAT status. Just look at that 5-star classic he had with Kevin Federline. Cena has feuded with everyone from Rene Dupree to Eddie Guerrero, from R-Truth to The Undertaker. And with this episode, we want to take a look at some of our favorite rivals of Dominic Toretto's brother, aka John Cena. Before we start the list, remember to hit that like and subscribe button. Do it for the Doctor of Thugonomics. Number 5, The Bloodline. Notable matches include his Royal Rumble match from 2007 with Umaga, his 2 WrestleMania matches with The Rock, his SummerSlam 2021 match with Roman Reigns, and his Monday Night Raw 2015 match with Sami Zayn. Looking at John Cena's past with the Bloodline is something to behold. He had a rap battle against Rikishi, was the last man standing against Umaga, had a once-in-a-lifetime match with The Rock, twice, punked out Roman Reigns on the mic, and took about 20 Samoan spikes from Solo Sikoa. I think Cena has faced more members of the Bloodline than anyone else in wrestling history. I, for one, hope we get one more chapter in this rivalry, and that's against the Samoan werewolf Jacob Fatu. I couldn't think of a more epic final chapter. Number 4, Kevin Owens. Notable matches are from Elimination Chamber 2015, Money in the Bank 2015, and Battleground 2015. Kevin Steen is hands down my favorite Ring of Honor star ever. Coming in at a close second was Grizzly Redwood. I watched Ring of Honor religiously when he was wrestling's worst nightmare and holding the world title. Him doing things like almost killing El Generico multiple times and driving Jim Cornette crazy made for great TV. Steen didn't fit the mold for a WWE star. As the American Dream would say, his belly was a little big, but Steen was bad, and they knew he was bad. When Kevin Steen signed with NXT and became Kevin Owens, I was stoked. But never in my wildest fantasy booking sessions did I think we would see him standing face to face with the franchise player John Cena. Within 7 months of his NXT debut, these two would have a great trilogy of matches that features some of the best in-ring work of Cena's career and put Kevin Owens on the map as a big-time player. Number 3, Brock Lesnar. Notable matches include Backlash 2003, Extreme Rules 2012, and SummerSlam 2014. This feud is defined by brutality. These are 2 juggernauts of the wrestling game, and to say they don't go down without a fight is an understatement. You practically have to drop a bomb on these 2 to keep them down for a 3 count. Another reason I like this feud is it spans 2 eras of both guys. In 2003, the Next Big Thing battled the Doctor of Thugonomics, and 9 years later, the Beast Incarnate faced off with the Champ. This feud is memorable for one of the most dominant squash matches in history. Seeing a squash match isn't unusual when it's a rising star and a jobber. This was the main event of SummerSlam for the world title, and the face of the company was squashed by Brock Lesnar. Lesnar suplexed Cena 14 times on his way to victory, and Cena was the first resident of Suplex City. Number 2, CM Punk. Notable matches include Money in the Bank 2011, the 1000th episode of Monday Night Raw, and Night of Champions 2012. They say iron sharpens iron, and that's what we got with these two. Cena claimed to be the best in the world, but to live up to that moniker, he needed to defeat the champ. This was Batman versus Deathstroke. These two were equals in the ring and on the mic. You had John Cena, who was the prototype for a WWE superstar, and CM Punk, who clawed his way up from the indie scene. Great rivalries are defined by great matches and moments. This feud had the matches for sure. Anytime they locked up, it was magic. This feud also features one of the most iconic promos of all time, as Punk would drop a pipe bomb on John Cena that possibly changed the wrestling business. This is a feud I hope to see reignited during Cena's last run. Number 1, Edge. Notable matches include Royal Rumble 2006, Unforgiven 2006, and Backlash 2009. This conflict went way beyond professional wrestling. There were home invasions, fathers being beat up, sex celebrations interrupted, and multiple attempted murder moments. The second Edge cashed in the first Money in the Bank briefcase on a bloody John Cena after Cena just survived an elimination chamber. This legendary rivalry was off and running. These two would exchange the WWE and world titles multiple times. They say every great hero needs a great villain. Hogan had Piper, Austin had Rock, and Bret had El Dandy. John Cena had Edge, and their legacies are forever intertwined. This is the rivalry that Cope points to when he's refusing to put someone over in AEW.
So looking at your list, first thing I gotta say is Edge. I gotta agree with, because I loved watching that feud as a kid. I would flip shit. I was so hyped during that TLC match, thinking Edge was going to win, and then Super Cena coming through was devastating. I want to ask about the list. No Randy Orton, which I think is going to be the first thing everyone sees when they look at the 5 that you listed.
Yeah, I figured I was going to kind of catch a lot of flack for that, and I'm going to catch a lot of flack for this. In my opinion, I feel like the Randy Orton-John Cena rivalry is quantity over quality. They've had dozens and dozens of matches, and I don't think there's one that somebody could pick out and be like, oh, that was a banger, that was a great match, or that had a great moment, or that had a, the feuds with Edge and Punk and Lesnar and the Bloodline that I named. There's moments there that you remember and that you can kind of like pick up on and be like, oh yeah, he FU'd Edge off of here. We had the pipe bomb. We had that Money in the Bank moment. We had the birth of Suplex City. To me, that's not there with the Orton and Cena feud. And if I catch, crap for that, that's fine. But that's how I feel.
And now that you mention that too, for Orton, I feel like when I think of Orton feuds, I think of Triple H.
Yeah.
That's the one I go to. So I know like it's memes on the internet. They always link Cena and Orton together, but I've always felt when I think Randy Orton, I think of cool shit and feuds. It's always his feud with Triple H. And then the other thing that you have Lesnar on this list, and I recently seen talk about how the craziest Super Cena moment is him beating Lesnar at Extreme Rules 2012. And then thinking about the hindsight, how years later at SummerSlam, Lesnar goes over. Do you think it was the right call for Cena to win at 2012? Or should have Lesnar won like both times?
Yeah, that's interesting. I feel like the Extreme Rules match, neither guy was going to be hurt by losing. They were both extremely established stars, and I think going into that, Brock Lesnar probably knew he was going to lose because he essentially, walked out on Vince. There was kind of some bad blood there. He had sued WWE. So I think coming back to WWE, he knew, like, I'm going to have to eat some shit here. And coming back and having to take crap and lose, and it's John Cena, I don't think that that's a big issue.
So it was like that was um that was Lesnar's way of saying, "Hey, I'm here to actually like be here. Like
Yeah.
I'll lose.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna fight and stand my ground and say I can't lose to this guy."
Yeah. And also, like, I enjoy that match. I think that's a great match. Uh, all anyone remembers is when Lesnar jumped off the
Yeah.
stairs and it landed over the ring in that insane spot and then just got up like nothing happened. And then the other thing that I always remember is him picking up the referee like he was a piece of luggage and putting him back in the ring. And yeah, Cena won, but do I is that the thing I remember, or is it Lesnar with that crazy dive? It's the crazy dive. So
We listed our favorite 5 feuds for John Cena. In the comments, let us know your feuds and who you think Cena's greatest villain is.